We've got an exam next week, and I sent you a practice exam, but I figured it might be a good idea to just go over all the parts and the expectations. So the first thing on your exam is I'm just going to ask you, what are the closely related keys? So the stuff that we already did and had a quiz on. What are some possible pivot chords? What are possible pivot chords between E major and B major? What are possible pivot chords between E major and C sharp minor, right? What are possible pivot chords between C sharp minor and F sharp minor, right? That kind of thing. So that will be the next part. Then the next section after that will have a figured bass, and it will start in one key, but by the end of the figured bass it will be in a new key. And you'll need to give me all of the stuff, and you'll also need to give me a pivot chord. Remember, pivot chords will always have two Roman numerals. A Roman numeral for the old key and a Roman numeral for the new key. We're going to do an extra figured bass to get you some practice. And then lastly, there will be some analysis that will have a pivot chord in it, and then there will be an analysis with other modulation types. So the practice for the other modulation types, we already did several of those on pages 92 through 96. And then the analysis on pivot chords, you already had a big assignment. And then there's some work on that on the exam. But let's go ahead and let's try some figured bass. It's looking to me like this starts in B flat major. And by the time we get to the end, though, it looks like we have so, do. So cadential 6/4, 5, 7, 1. But now we're in the key of F major. So probably at some point we're going to be needing to go backwards in F major, forwards in B flat, and then find a pivot chord for those two keys. I'm going to go ahead and kind of go through some stuff fast that I don't think you'll need extra help on. I'm just going to go ahead and put in some that looks good. All right. This one will have we'll need a little bit of work because it's in inversion and it's got accidentals. So it's 6/5, so we know it's going to be like this. Now let's figure out all these accidentals. So we have a fifth above the bass is flat, so we're going to have A flat. And a sixth above the bass is natural, so we will have B natural. And then if we look at this, that's just going to be C, E flat, G. So this will be a 2. Which actually makes this a lot easier. Remember, whenever you have a lot of these altered tones, you probably are going to be thinking, okay, this is a secondary chord. It always helps to know where it's going. If this is C minor, that is B diminished, so this looks like 7 of 2, going to 2. And we can go ahead and do some of these. We need a B flat to go to B natural, so we'll do that there. Right, we don't want to have B flat. Yeah, B flat going to B natural should stay in the same voice. We need D, and we have D. We need F and A flat. It might make more sense if D goes up to A flat, and D goes up to F, and F goes up to A flat. Something like that. And then C, E, G, B natural can go to C. Seventh needs to come down by steps, so A flat will go down to G. And that F can come back down to E flat. Let's hear what we've got so far. Let's keep going. That's an easy one, FAC. And G, B flat, D. I think we can analyze both of these still in B flat. B5 going to 6. You might also be aware that we can analyze both of these in the key of F. At some point we need to pick a pivot chord. I don't know if these are the pivot chords. These are question marks, by the way, not 7s. I don't know if we want these to be our pivot chords, but they are possibilities. Let's see, let's go Re, T. Let's have Re come down to T, so C. And when we go 5 to 6, we want to double the third. So one note goes up to B flat, and the other one goes down. And this looks like another G, B flat, D. So we can just revoice. That looks good. And here we have an altered tone. G, B natural, D, F. So maybe this is in the new key, maybe this is a secondary chord, we'll figure that out. Well, we need one of each. We already have B natural. This B flat is going to be natural. Maybe this B flat could come down to G. And so we have G, B natural, D, and F. And then we've got, I think we can work backwards in our Roman numerals. We know that this is going to be 1. We know this is going to be 5, 7. We know this is going to be cadential 6, 4. This looks like the dominant of C, and C is the dominant of F. So this is 5, 6, 5 of 5. So we know we're in the new key of F here. And here we have G minor. So maybe one of these is a good pivot. Maybe 6 going to 2. So we are in B flat. We pivoted to F, and from the 6 chord in B flat, the G minor became the 2 chord in F. And I'll go ahead and finish this. We need to double the bass. And we need to make sure that this gets in there. Third above the bass is E natural. Keeping in mind, if we're in F major, we expect to see E natural in there, not E flat. So the figured bass on the test won't be as long, but there's nothing new about it. We've done all the same stuff. It's just that there will be a pivot chord, and you'll have to kind of think about what the harmonies are and work forwards and work backwards on those.